right. Talk or go home.
Season 47.
Welcome in.
Seriously, what season are we on now?
9.
There's a question mark on the end of that number.
I'm not 100% positive.
I think 9's right.
Does it really matter? We're back, baby.
We're back. That's all that matters.
And guess who's back?
The Murph dog.
Look on your screen. If you're listening to it, then good luck. But
good luck with it.
If you're listening to it, go watch it. Find a way to go watch it. Murphy's back. Missing Mark. Happy birthday to one of his 12 daughters who's having a birthday today. So Mark couldn't make it, but
yeah, Mark couldn't be here.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Where are they? At the factory? Where are they going?
Somewhere in Trussville.
Okay, I'd rather be there. Because I'm sure it's at one of them jumping places. Mm-hmm. I love those.
Do you jump when you go to those?
Heck yeah.
I thought I showed you the videos.
No.
You've never seen those videos?
No.
Yeah, I sent those to y'all that night. I was doing that. All that flipping and everything.
I don't remember that. I don't remember what I had for
when I was dunking on those kids and playing kill ball and everything.
That's awesome.
You haven't seen those?
I don't think I've seen those.
We need to post those on our social media.
That'd be great. So, long time no see. How's everything going, David?
Everything really good. Excellent.
Good. Glad you're back.
He hadn't been in the saddle, so to speak, since
September, October?
Yeah, something like that. So, because you had to spend some time away from the podcast. How does it feel to be back on the show?
It feels really good. October 17th, I guess, was the incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody's good now, so you're back.
A lot of people thought you actually left the show permanently.
Yeah.
And that we were just trying to cover up the fact that you had left.
Now, a lot of people, you mean like one or two?
Most of the ones in Germany.
5 or 6.
Most of the ones in Germany.
Most of the ones in Germany. Yeah, the ones in the
Hesse.
province of Hesse. Yeah.
Hesse.
Yeah. No, I really missed it.
I know a guy named Hesse. Sorry.
Yeah, Brian Hesse.
Brian
Hesse.
You doing the beard? I like the beard. I've got to say, I'm really digging the beard. Mostly because I can't grow one, but...
What about his hair? Look at his hair.
I didn't know he had hair still.
I'm letting myself go. I turned 53. I'm just letting it go. Every bit of it.
It's all downhill from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going... I got to make an appointment with a cardiologist. I got to get that done.
No, I'm good.
No, thanks.
Wishbone.
Well, why'd you wait till 53 though?
To do what?
To let it all go.
Fall apart.
To let your beard grow out, let your hair grow out. Because you're usually a very well kept person.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got it all together.
And now you're just like, screw it.
Yeah, I'm just letting it go. I don't know. I just
found out that it's easy. Hey, everybody else is doing it. Why can't David?
Yeah.
Right? Usually he's the one that looks unkempt, and now it's you.
Yeah. And
you actually are clean shaven.
Clean shaven and dapper.
I need to shave. I need to shave tomorrow. I shave twice a week now.
Is that big for you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It kind of is, and it's just because it gets on my nerves and it itches. So I usually shave Monday mornings, and I usually shave Friday mornings.
No. Yeah, I'm just letting it go.
What's the wife think? What's the wife think about the facial hair?
She's hot.
Ooh. Nice.
You're doing pretty good right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't complain about it tickling her whenever you kiss her on the cheek or whatever.
Well, she ain't going nowhere. She can't go nowhere. She can barely walk. Where's she gonna go?
By the way, we didn't
specify.
We didn't say what happened. So nobody knows what you're talking about.
I listen.
Okay.
So if you want to talk about that, you can.
All right. I don't know. October 17th, I guess.
Yeah.
She was in a chair, up in a chair, taking some blinds down, and a lot of it's my fault.
Why was she? Oh, God. I was going to say, why was she taking the blinds down?
Yeah, a lot of it's my fault. Probably 90% of it because she couldn't find a step ladder, so she got up in a chair. But the chairs are real heavy to move, so I put some of those slider things on the bottom of them. So she got up in the chair to take the blinds down, and the chair slipped. She failed, and she fell and
broke her knee.
Shattered her knee and broke her leg in 2 places. So, but it all happened. She had took my daughter to the doctor that morning because one of my daughters had strep throat. And then when she got home, she started trying to take the blinds down. And so this all happened while I was at work. So They took her to the doctor that evening, and they x-rayed it, and they saw how bad it was. So we had to check her in. That was on a Thursday, so we had to check her into the hospital, Grandview down on 280.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Checked her in that night, and then she had the surgery the next day where they had to put 2 plates, plate on both sides of her knee, and put her knee back together. And so she had that surgery the next day at noon. Took about 4 hours, so she got out of surgery about 4. And so that was on a Friday. And then Saturday, for that Friday, I watched the most exciting thing that happened while I was down there. That Friday, I watched a police escort bring in like 5 or 6 buses. So I guess it was Furman coming in. They stayed in the hotel right across the street, or the road, 280, from us. They played Sanford the next day.
They had to play Sanford.
But it was the same weekend Arkansas played Alabama. So, I mean, it may have been Arkansas. I don't know. But the very next morning after her surgery, the doctor came in real early, about 8. And as the doctor was in there, they left the hotel, whoever it was. I was thinking it's Furman because I think they played at noon, played Sanford at noon.
Yeah.
I think Alabama and Arkansas played at 2:30.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it was Furman.
What time they leave?
8. What do you think? They left at 8?
That's an easy drive to get there by noon.
Yeah, it's right there at
easily.
Sanford. Close.
That sounds like Arkansas to me.
Where do they go? Well, I told the doctor as she was in there after surgery, I saw the buses leaving. I said, "Hey, Doc, there goes Furman." And I don't think she was real impressed with that.
Because what hotel was it?
Just right across Marriott, I think. I think it's right across the 280.
By Grandview.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we stayed that's where we always stay when we play Bama.
Now, what are you leaving that early for? Get breakfast first, and then by the time you get breakfast and everything, you get down there, and it's time to get dressed and walk through and everything.
Yeah, it's set up and everything. Yeah.
So you think it may have been Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, may have been. It's either them or.
Because even with an escort, it's going like getting into Tuscaloosa and then getting to the stadium and unloading and everything. It still takes 2 hours.
Yeah,
so,
every bit of it.
So then that's you getting there at 10, and then that's 4 hours to kick off. So yeah.
Yeah, getting everything set up, getting the jersey set up.
It may not have been all of
sidelines set
Arkansas,
up.
but it was probably most of like the staff and everything.
It may have been. May have been Arkansas.
That's pretty cool.
But then we went home. I had to stay another day after that, and I went home on Sunday. Then she was out of work for 9 weeks, so she's just now going back to work after Christmas.
She glad to be back?
Yeah, man. She couldn't do anything for 9 weeks. She couldn't put any weight on it or anything. So she was just laid up for 9 weeks, and she's having therapy on her knee now.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's back at work, and she can walk on it. Got out of that brace. Well, no, she's still wearing the brace, but she had to be on. Anytime she got up and walked or anything, she had to be on a walker. And if we went anywhere where she was going to go a long way on a walker, she had to be in a wheelchair. So, but that's what happened.
Well, I'm glad everything's good though.
And I got to see that police escort of Arkansas, I guess. So that was awesome.
Did the blinds get clean?
No.
Are the blinds still up?
No, yeah, they're still up. I'm going to take them down, just put new ones up.
Just for the heck of it, we left them up, just for old time's sakes.
No, they're still up.
You know, I can't imagine what that's like when you got to take care of somebody like that. I mean, because it was you taking care of her and the girls.
Well, I got myself mentally prepared for the next 9 weeks about how bad it was going to be, but it wasn't near as bad as what I thought. Because shout out to my mom and my mother-in-law,
Yeah.
because they were there about every day
Oh, that's nice.
taking care of stuff.
Yeah, that helps
and so,
for sure.
So that
Because
was
you got responsibilities, obviously, of teaching, but
Yeah.
you've also got the
Yeah.
responsibility of the bus route and everything.
Yeah.
And
Was
then,
that-
and then
yeah.
the home responsibilities on top of it. And then,
Yeah, but I didn't have much home responsibilities because they took care of everything.
Well, that's good.
And so if it hadn't been for them, it would have been really bad.
Yeah.
Hadn't been for them.
I was fully expecting a phone call at some point.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I just threw the girls in the pool. Can you come watch them while I go take a shower?
Yeah, it's
Didn't we have that conversation about how long is it going to take before we get a text message about like, hey, I'm going to go crazy,
Yeah.
or something like that?
He never did, though.
We never got to text.
No, if it was
so-
just me, it would have been bad. Because I got myself prepared. This is going to be this is going to be bad.
All right, girls, time to learn how to drive.
But it was not at all. We'll call
good.
calls of my mom and mother-in-law.
Good.
Grand Jackie and Nanny.
Granddad.
Shout out, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of stories could they tell?
I bet a lot. Yeah. So I'm sure a lot
I've seen you every day. Don't even start.
No, I'm not talking about we. I'm just saying we recorded a Christmas episode.
It didn't do too hot.
It didn't air.
It didn't air.
It didn't air.
You didn't put it out?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
We couldn't put it out because that's how bad the audio was.
Well, I know you said the audio was bad. I thought like you'd still put it out though. I didn't know you didn't.
No,
put
it was
out.
unfixable. Devin Barrett, man, that's a name I hadn't heard in a while. So this is the first time people are hearing from us since before Christmas.
Oh wow.
So
Hi everybody.
yeah.
Couch
Now-
change. Thank you for being here. Spotify.
Your
et cetera,
Christmas
et cetera.
episode, I didn't know. I knew y'all was trying to record one, but I didn't know you recorded one.
Yeah, we watched.
We did a watch along
We
of
did a watch along, and it was a great episode.
Of what movie?
Christmas Vacation.
Okay, y'all done that before.
Ham and Spam's done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that before.
Yeah. Ham and Spam did it before, but we
But
did
you
it
weren't
on
there
here.
with them when they, because
No, I
Williams
wasn't
was there,
there.
wasn't he? Justin Williams was there,
Justin was
wasn't
there.
Justin was there, yeah. I wasn't there.
He wasn't part of the group yet. I don't think I actually knew Wilson at that point, to be honest with you, or not. Didn't know him very well anyway.
No, we were acquaintances at that point. We weren't
Well,
friends.
I mean, we kind of still are, but anyway, we're more colleagues now. It's like acquaintance, colleagues, friends, right? Yeah.
Don't make me cuss. So,
Trundle.
yeah. Oh man, so much I could say. So I need to know, like, we're on season 9 of this thing.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah. How have we not run out of stuff to talk about?
Well, because we're not at home.
Well, that's also true. Like, he and I were talking the other day. What was that joke that you kept making about in the hallway the other day? You know, most of the stuff that you and I joke about at work, I don't think you would be comfortable about joking about on this podcast.
I know I wouldn't.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, how convenient is that? Do you actually not know what I was
No,
talking about?
well, I don't know what you're referring to.
The hallway out there?
Yeah, he knows what
I don't know.
hallway is.
Me, you, and Caleb, conversation we had Friday? Or Thursday, because we weren't here Friday. Thursday? You don't remember that conversation?
That was 4 days ago, Nick. He's 53. He don't remember what he had for breakfast.
What'd you have for breakfast?
What's that thing I have every day? A shake and 40 almonds.
Only 40?
Yeah,
What do you How many do you have for lunch
14,
and dinner?
40.
What do you have?
No, I
So
have
you
20.
eat 94? You eat 94 almonds a day?
Mhm. Is that
Why
too
not?
many?
And I'll just say, hey, let's just make it easy and round it up to 100. But that's
Okay,
just
I'll
me.
do 100 then,
Okay,
just for you.
thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't think he's serious.
I don't think he's serious either.
So, dietary, like, what's your diet? Like, how do you eat? Because you're on a strict kind of diet. Like, what's
Well,
Usually
it's just
he
a
opens-
lifestyle change. It's
Yeah.
all mental. You can't do it unless you just decide you're going to do it. But I would eat lunch, but I just don't have time to eat lunch, so I just eat supper or dinner. Well, no, dinner is lunch.
yeah, dinner's
right,
lunch,
so supper,
supper's
yeah.
supper. Yeah.
I would eat lunch at work, but I just don't have time. You don't have time to eat a good lunch, so I eat at supper. So I have like 20 almonds at night with my yogurt.
Yeah.
Usually chicken.
Like a grill, just
Yeah,
grilled
chicken,
rice.
vegetables. No
Okay.
rice. If I eat rice, it needs to be brown rice. I try to stay on it as best I can. Low carb.
No, they've
Okay,
actually come
yeah.
out and said brown rice is bad for you.
Well, I don't eat rice, so if I did eat rice, I don't ever eat it.
What is brown rice?
But if I did, it'd be
Just-
brown.
It's unrefined, but they say like the husk and stuff in it does
Mm.
bad for your gut. It's bad for your gut health. And if you look at every,
Like corn?
yeah, they said that, like if you look at every like evolution of people that eat rice as as their base for their dietary supplement.
Asians.
Thank you. That it's usually white.
But I just don't eat any of that. If I need anything,
You're saying white's better than
Yeah.
brown?
Rice.
Okay.
well, I just eat that cauliflower stuff they come out with. If I just
I like
absolutely
that.
have to.
That
Well, I don't
stuff's
necessarily
good.
like it.
You don't?
That cauliflower,
Yeah.
rice stuff.
Yeah, rice cauliflower.
Well, if I just have to have it, I'll eat that. But
Yeah.
I just eat vegetables.
well, that's
What kind of vegetables you like?
Well-
What's your go-to?
Well, the mixed one's got the green beans and corn and all that in. I just with it all mixed together.
See, I'm not a big corn guy.
That's warmed up in the microwave.
Woo, woo. Love cornbread though.
I love me some corn.
I had some of that last night, cornbread.
Nice.
But what is it like? You don't
Sweet
digest corn well either. Nobody it's hard for humans to digest corn properly, so it just ends up, coming out without you getting any nutritional value out of it.
Somehow or another, it puts itself back together sometimes.
I don't remember eating any corn.
Peas and carrots, I just those bags you warm up.
Yeah.
In the microwave.
Like the Green Giant ones or whatever.
How you cook your chicken?
Well, I just put it in the microwave. It's already cooked. It's frozen. You just have to warm it up.
You eat like hot sauce or anything on it?
Usually just some little honey mustard or something like that.
So you're very, very, very strict on what you eat during the week.
Try to be, yeah.
And then a gallon of ice cream on Sunday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
well, I did eat some, last night.
Black walnut?
No sweets during the week. I ate a Greek yogurt a day, and then, black walnut last night. My choice, is it black walnut or butter pecan? I wanted black walnut. Say that.
I can't get on black walnut, man. I know we've had this conversation before, but I can't do it.
But my mom made this apple stuff.
It's an old man ice cream, man. It is.
My mom made this apple thing last night, and we put vanilla ice cream on it. So I had it after we ate supper, and then I had some more ice cream.
Like a crumble thing? Or something?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say frittata, just because I wanted to say that word.
I don't think that fits.
No, it doesn't.
Is it a frittata and egg?
Yeah. Yeah. But I was listening to Night Vision Nightmare leading up to this episode on the way here.
Yeah.
And we got into that conversation on what quiche was.
Oh, yeah.
And you used the term frittata. I was like, oh, that's a funny word.
It is. Quiche, frittata, they're all egg-based.
Yeah.
But like when I grill or smoke, I try to do a bunch so I can just eat it during the week.
Yeah.
And steaks,
smart.
pork chops,
right.
burgers, and everything.
Just do one big, huge thing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cut?
My favorite is filet mignon and New York strip.
See, I'm a big filet guy.
I like a filet, but every time I look at it on the menu, and this is like literally fat kid coming out here,
yeah.
I look at it and say, do you want a 6-ounce filet or an 8-ounce filet? And then I look over and say, how about that 32-ounce ribeye? That sounds good. Let me get it.
But see, at the but by the time
there's a bone and the fat and all.
Yeah, so
I
you really
usually
only
eat
get
all
like
of
22 ounces.
Yeah, well,
but
I usually
22 is way bigger than 8 or 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I look at it and say, I can either get 2 fillets that meet that and spend like $400, or I can just get the ribeye and be done with it. And I'll just get.
Well, I've started getting all my steaks cut. Now, filet mignon's either about 1.5 inches cut on that. Now, I've started getting all of them cut 1.25 inches.
Really?
And they're real thick. They cook up real good. Great, all of them.
How do you cook your steak? How do you cook your filet? Like you have a 9-ounce filet mignon in front of you. How are you going to cook it?
Like to what?
At the house.
Like to what? Like medium well or whatever?
No, well, yeah,
well, however
sure,
you do
but
it.
because there's many different ways to cook a steak. So what's your process?
Well, I mean, I just grill it.
Okay, so you're just
Traditional.
marinate it and grill it.
Yeah.
So you don't sear it, throw it in the oven.
No, if
cooking?
you sear something, no, I mean you got to get your grill up to 600 degrees.
Right.
If you do that, I don't want to do it. I can't get mine up that
don't
hot
pan sear
because it would take all day long for it to cool back down.
Yeah.
You don't pan sear it.
No.
See, I know.
People, I know. My sister does that.
Like in a cast iron skillet, just quick 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Pan sear into the oven and finish cooking until it reaches a certain temperature.
Is that how you like it?
That's how I prefer it.
It's really good that way. I've learned that.
Because
a lot of
to
trouble.
To me,
that it is.
To me, it's like I'm a big juicy steak guy, and juicy, and that's a much easier way to keep the juice in the meat outside of grilling.
Well, you can keep the juice
Outside of
in there.
grilling.
You just don't cook it well done.
To me, I prefer a hamburger fried on a griddle or cooked on a griddle rather than on a grill. Because the meat to me of the hamburger is so much drier when it comes off a grill than it does a griddle.
Well, if I'm going to go to all the trouble to starting a fire and the grill and everything, and I'm just going to cook everything on it. I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Yeah. You still charcoal / smoker kind of?
Yeah, I'm smoking.
Okay.
You're a smoker.
Yeah, smoker. Yeah.
What are you smoking?
Charcoal. Huh?
Butts?
Well, I bought y'all butts the other day.
Oh, did
at
you?
At Walmart. Yeah, they're Smithfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought them. I'm going to do that as soon as the weather clears up. I'm going to have a good day when I can get it started early Saturday and work all day outside and stuff. I'm going to get them done.
All right.
Smithfield.
Get y'all some butts.
I was watching a video the other day, and it was this guy, and he had a butt in front of him, and he had just got done smoking it, and he had the knife, like one of those big, like tall butcher knives, butcher block knives, and he held it over it, like one hand on the handle, his other hand on the towards the end where the little hole is. Anyway, like he was gonna chop. Like
Everybody's got a hole.
The meat. Everybody's got a hole.
Mama's got a hole.
Like he was gonna chop the meat up, and then he just went boop, threw the knife away, and then just grabbed the butt with his hands and just started ripping it apart, and it just fell apart in his hands. Like do like a little quick fake out. Like he didn't even need the knife to cut it up and mince the meat. He just shredded it with his hands.
That's what I like
to
to do.
So good.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
the
like to do.
juice
Just pull it apart.
coming out. Oh man.
I could sit there and almost eat a whole one with some barbecue sauce. I could put a hurting on it now.
If you get a good one, you got to get a good one.
You got to get the meat's got to be good. To me, the best part of a good smoke is what flavor wood you use. I'm a big
dark wood.
I'm a big pecan guy myself. What? Why are you looking at me?
Pecan log? Not in the sense not that I have a log, but not in the sense you thought I said a log.
You'll log.
You'll log.
Oh, Christmas vacation. Sorry.
It's a gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Woo! You'll log. Mary.
'Tis the season to be merry.
Yeah, Mary.
Well, that's my name.
Oh, hey, Russ. Russ, oh.
I dressed up like Cousin Eddie during Christmas.
Did you share that?
I did. I think I did. Yeah. That was
It's just so funny to see people's reaction. Like, are you meaning to do that?
So
did it just happen?
Let's clarify. He came to work with it on the last day that we had work before the break.
Right.
And
So minimal kids were here at that point anyway.
we might have had 3-4 kids in the building, if that. Well, then you do it at your family Christmas.
Yeah, and the sweater I wore at school, you really couldn't see it was a dickie.
You couldn't see the
But then I bought another one that was real thin. You could really tell the dickie under.
The one you bought, the one you wore at your family Christmas was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was the perfect outfit. I mean, he even had the loafers.
Yeah.
Like, it was perfect.
It's good stuff.
Really enjoyed it.
How'd your family react?
No, they loved it.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Did they expect anything less from you?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So they know you really well.
Please at least tell me you broke out the line, "Save the neck for me, Clark."
Well, I got a shirt that says that.
Oh, okay.
Neck from me, Clark.
I like it.
Well, I said a bunch of stuff. Everything I could think of.
Okay, so
Merry Christmas.
When we were watching the episode or the movie on the Christmas episode, I had never realized, and I can't remember if you told me, or maybe Hammy told me, when they're in Walmart and they're shopping, and he says that famous line, get yourself something.
Yeah, real nice.
Whatever. He puts light bulbs.
Dog food. Light bulbs.
And
he turns, and all of a sudden, here comes another dog food. Yeah.
And it's great because I'd never noticed that before. And he busts the light bulb. Like, you hear the light bulbs shatter.
Right.
And so when we were watching it in here for that Christmas special, I died laughing because that's the first time I'd ever even noticed. I can't remember who told me about that, but
I think it was Hammy. It was either me or Hammy. Yeah.
And what kills me is the Meister Brow beer.
Yeah.
Meister Brow.
Because that's just the time period it was made,
Yeah. I think that's Old Milwaukee now.
I
could be wrong.
I think you're right. I think they've gotten rid of the Meister Brow.
Yeah.
No, it's gone, but I don't think it's Old Milwaukee. Old Milwaukee's been around a long time.
Has it?
It was probably around that same time.
Can you still get Old Milwaukee?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
I haven't even attempted to look.
If there's one thing I will never ever forget that my dad told me, he said, "Don't ever drink Old Milwaukee."
Thanks, Dad. So I don't, Americans have a lot of preference for beer. And what do you think?
Well, there's a social dynamic that goes with some of this too.
Well, what do you think? Everybody knows what happened with Bud Light
Right.
last year.
And boy, howdy, they're trying so hard.
Well,
Yeah.
they've come back up.
They've come back up
they've
because
gained
of the
some market share
because
back.
of their advertising.
Yeah, because of Peyton.
Because of
Manning
Peyton and Emmett doing the little they've
Yeah,
got Peyton in there. That'll help. And then of course they do the whole Sundays with you buddies thing. Or
But
whatever.
he owns that distributing company though for Budweiser too.
Peyton does.
Yeah,
I didn't
Manning.
know that.
Really?
Yeah. He owns a distributorship.
Well, he probably come in there and said,
Budweiser.
"All right, guys, we got to fix this."
Yeah, 'cause that was hurting him
yeah.
bad. Mm-hmm.
So, how do you? Do you think Bud Light's going to be able to fully recover?
Oh yeah.
Because I remember at one point, like when I was a kid, you couldn't go anywhere around adults and not see most everybody, at least in the South, drinking Bud Light.
Yeah.
Bud Light was the beer, and some people drank Coors Light, but that was looked at as kind of pretentious. It's like Bud Light was what everybody drank. If you drank Coors Light, you were real uppity, and then everything else was like you were just desperate to get wasted, like Busch Light, Miller
Natty
Lite,
Light, Natty
yeah,
Light.
because it was all cheap.
But see, all that's light beer. Like everybody talks about Bud being the king of beers, and I don't think I've very seldom ever seen anybody drink a Budweiser.
It used to be.
Well, when Dale Jr. had the sponsorship, it was real big. But I thought anyway, because I know that he had it in his contract, he couldn't drink any other beer besides a Budweiser.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I think it'll recover, and here's why I say it will, because look at the NFL. They had and you and I were halfway talking about it coming in, how the NFL is like, they're setting records of viewership this year, like.
Well, they're
all beyond.
sponsoring the UFC now too, aren't
Yep.
they? Bud Light. Now,
Yep.
Who is that guy that's head of that?
Dana
White.
Dana White.
Yeah, I heard him talking that how much good they do for veterans and stuff.
Well,
too,
and that's
you know.
what because somebody asked him in an interview. Was it Tucker Carlson? I can't remember. They said,
might have been.
what's the deal with, because Dana White is openly pro Donald Trump. He's got some conservative. I'm not going to say he's a conservative or a Republican, but he holds some conservative values and principles. Some are fairly progressive, but some are conservative. And so he's, somebody asked him, it's like, what's the deal? How does Bud Light's values as a company align with UFC's? And he says, well, if you know Bud Light like I do, and if you know the people that are actually behind the product and the brand and what they do, then you would understand why the values of the UFC align significantly more with Bud Light than any other beer brand. And he's like, I know all of them. He said, I've tried to work with every kind of company, and so it's kind of interesting. But it's the veteran side.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I took away from it, about how much good they do for veterans and stuff.
So do they support like veterans programs and veterans charities?
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But he was just talking about veterans charities and stuff, I guess. That side of it.
Well, back to my point, Americans are real quick to forgive, it seems like. You can look at
forget.
Well, forgive and forget. You go back and look at Michael Vick. A bunch of people didn't want anything to do with Michael Vick for a long time, and then now he's kind of beloved again. And
Folds of Honor. That's what it is. And
Yeah.
they have a Folds of Honor commercial now.
Yeah, they do.
They Bud Light and the NFL will honor first responders and whatever. I gotta put it in my
Yada,
book
yada, yada.
to access this website.
But the whole kneeling for the flag thing, people kind of boycotted the NFL for a while, but now its viewership's back up, and we're all even looking at it on Peacock for whatever reason, right, David?
Nope. No, I'm not paying it. I'm not paying it.
Well,
I'm already paying enough to watch TV.
I know.
I'm not paying extra. UFL. What do y'all think about that?
I'm excited for it. I don't know. Have they come out and said they're going to do all the traveling like a real, quote unquote, real football league this year?
From what I read, they're all based in Arlington. All the teams will be in Arlington, and they'll just fly to their home city and play the games.
Yeah,
That's what I read. And I also saw the other day, me and you had talked about this, that they took 3 teams from the USFL.
4.
And
4 and 4.
well, I was thinking I saw Dwayne Rock Johnson talk the other day. They did take the Houston Gamblers. They've just changed their name to Roughnecks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was the 4th team.
Okay.
Which wasn't that the name of a team in the XFL though?
Yes.
The Roughneck. But I guess they're just keeping the same.
So they're keeping
Houston-
the brand
the
from the XFL.
Yeah,
but
the
they're bringing
Gamblers.
The people from the Gamblers.
Yeah, they're just keeping everybody from the Gamblers and just changing the name to Roughnecks.
Okay.
So so they'll have 4 USFL, and will they have a USFL division and an XFL division? Playing
Yes.
against. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
So-
the way it's going, and it'll be the
Kind of
UFL.
NFC, AFC kind of.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's going to be the USFL division and the XFL division and the XFL division champions, the Who are they? Is it Arlington?
I think it was.
Arlington Renegades that won it last year.
I think so.
They're going to face off against the USFL champions from last year, the Birmingham Stallions, and that's going to be the opener
Okay.
to start the season.
Why couldn't they have all? My question though, and I never did get a real good answer on it. Why couldn't they just keep all 16 teams?
Too much money to keep it going.
Yeah, I think that's the
Because
issue.
it's so spread out. Like they kind of kept them within a group where it's easy back and forth. Like they got rid of the Breakers, right? They got rid of the New
they're
Orleans
gone.
team.
Yeah.
But they kept the Memphis Showboats,
Yeah.
who had just become something.
I think they're looking for mid-major markets that don't have a team presence already, or they're looking for major markets that can already support another football team. Like, so Arlington doesn't have a team.
Right. Well, Cowboys kind of.
Dallas, but okay, so that's a major market that could arguably support. I mean, it's Texas,
Right.
it's football, it can support.
Same thing with, I guess, Houston Roughnecks. Houston's.
But Memphis is a mid-major market that doesn't have an NFL team.
Birmingham
is a small market that doesn't have a team. Who else? What are the other teams?
Well, it was Michigan, wasn't it? Where's that
Michigan
team located
Panthers.
at? What's their home city?
I don't know.
Who was the four? All right, Michigan, Birmingham,
Memphis
and Houston.
and Houston,
Yeah.
and then Arlington,
St. Louis.
St. Louis, which had a pro team.
We had a
but
pro
doesn't
team
anymore. Like they had the highest attendance of any
by far.
Yeah,
They were
it
averaging
was-
like 30,000 people a
at
game.
Was
Yeah,
that the
it was awesome.
Rams?
Yeah.
Used
Would-
to be the Rams.
used to be the
yeah.
Rams.
Didn't they have a St. Louis Cardinals NFL team?
No.
Before the Rams? They never did.
They did. The Cardinals left and went to Arizona.
So they were in St. Louis at
They
one
were
time.
in St. Louis, went to Arizona, then they ended up with the Rams whenever they came back from.
The Rams went to St. Louis.
Well,
The Cardinals left.
The Rams left L.A. and came to St. Louis,
Mhm.
and then now they go back to L.A.
So St. Louis had a football team that was the Cardinals.
Yes,
And a baseball team.
yes,
Both of them.
Yes.
At one time?
yes.
Okay. I thought I remember that.
So it's going to be interesting because now NBC's out of the equation on TV. So it's going to be Fox and ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Fox, FS1, ESPN, and ABC are going to be doing all the
But
games.
here's the thing, and maybe not entirely under the same umbrella, but they're all in some way, shape, or form under that Disney umbrella. Because the sports side of Fox isn't, but the Fox side of Fox is. So it's weird to say, but like they're kind of all in bed together anyway.
Yeah. And is it Daryl Johnston?
Yeah.
Is that who
Moose.
is going to be the senior VP of operations
Yep.
for the league?
Yep.
Who
And he was already for one of the leagues, wasn't he?
he was the president.
Yeah, he was USFL.
Yeah, he was
USFL.
USFL president. Okay.
And Rock was the other one, right?
Rock ran the.
So they're
Rock
both
ran the-
still
Right.
running there. Huh?
I think they need it, and I think The Rock come out and he said, this is not for the 52 or 53 guy. This is for the number 54, 55 guy. The first couple of guys that get cut from a team. This is the opportunity for those guys. And the kicker for the Cowboys, he came from the Stallions,
Brandon
Oh, yeah.
Aubrey.
and he has killed it this year.
Now, he was going for 35 out of 35 the other day,
Yeah,
and he got it blocked. So that counts as a miss.
yeah.
Does it actually?
I think so. So he got one blocked, then he made one later from 50. So I guess he's 36 for 37
Yeah, he's had an
so far.
outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
He's had an outstanding year for sure. He's almost automatic from 50 plus too.
Hmm. Yeah, he hadn't
Yeah.
missed from 50 plus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a good
Well, I
Yeah.
hadn't missed it all. Just got it blocked.
right,
He hasn't missed. The other team made him miss.
Yeah, well, they blocked it.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. I think it's always good because when you have like another league that isn't associated with the professional league, kind of puts pressure on that professional league to
well, it does.
amp up their game.
It does, and I think where it's going to put some pressure, the huddle cam, the sky cam, the on the field cam, all that came from the first rendition of the XFL. And I think those are things that we look at now and we kind of take for granted. Like, oh, I really like the sky cam shot, whatever. Well, that's an XFL thing.
Yeah.
And, the other day there was a pro team, I can't remember who it was, kicked an onside kick, and the receiving team just took and knocked the ball out of bounds because there's no penalty for it for them. Like, they get the ball automatically, so just knock it out. Well, I can't remember if it's XFL or USFL. I think it's USFL. They've got a 4th and 25 rule from the 30. It says, or 4th and 15. If you convert 4th, you got one down, and this is your onside kick. And if you convert this, it's your ball going forward.
Yep.
But if you fail,
awesome.
if you don't get it, the other team's got great field position going in.
The USFL.
Yeah.
Well, that game we went to, they did
that. Yeah.
And the 3-point conversion too. I like that.
See, I like the 3-point conversion. But I think that's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of finicky too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it worth it to go for 3, or is it just better to go for the 1? Like, I can understand 2-point conversions. Like, it's like a 4-point shot in basketball. You want to count a half court shot for 4 points. Well, what is everybody going to start doing?
Yeah,
shooting from half court.
Yeah.
So, you throw the baby out with the bathwater sometimes with some of that. But I really like that. I like their kickoff rule.
I do too.
You talk about injuries and everything. I mean, and half the time they're out of the back of the end zone anyway. It's just kind of a wasted play. Now, last night it wasn't, because of the weather affected the flight of the ball, and it was going shorter. It was harder to kick and all
talking
that.
about in the Chiefs game.
In the Chiefs game, because it was so cold. But I don't know. I think there's some things that can change, that will make the game better and not take away from the game, and that's one of them is the onside kick. But I think also the kickoff would also be another good one too.
I think this is going to be interesting to see what happens, because this is the longest period that the NFL has gone in its entire history without adding an expansion team.
Yeah.
So since the last team that was added, so
the
Jaguars,
Texans.
Was it the Texans in
96 was the Jaguars and the Panthers, because they came at the same time. Texans come in 2000, 2001.
I thought it was like 98, 99.
It might have been.
But this is the longest it's the league's gone without an expansion team. So I'm going to be interested to see if the NFL doesn't look at one of these 8 teams in the UFL over the next 2 or 3 years, if it's successful, and says, that's a market, like in one of these markets they already don't have a team, and say, that's a market we want. UFL, would you sell us that team? And
Or just take it out.
And,
well, if they add one, they're going to have to add 2. They got to keep
that's
it.
true.
They got to keep it.
Well, are they talking about expanding? The
no,
NFL?
but a lot of people are just like, there's no.
Well, there's always been that rumor of the Jaguars going to London full time,
or London just starting its own.
Or London
team.
starting its own team.
Yeah.
So
there's rumors that the NFL is going to move the Super Bowl to London.
Really?
For a game. Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, no.
I could almost see a team in London, maybe a team in Mexico City. Just that way, you kind of get. I
wouldn't mind one in Mexico City. I'd go to a game in Mexico City. That'd be one heck of a game.
But see, everybody, Katrina. When Katrina hit, they moved the Saints to the Astrodome in San Antonio. They were really big on getting a team then, and there's a lot of questions about New Orleans not having a team after that. They were talking about moving them permanently, and it just kind of fell through. But you look at some of these teams in the NBA that have teams. They could. If they can support a team there, they can support a team. They can support an NFL team. That was kind of
Salt Lake City, Utah, Jazz.
Yeah, I think they could. I think
Orlando.
I think Mormons like football too.
But I mean Sundays, you can't do anything on Sundays if you're a Mormon.
Well, they still have jazz games on Sundays, so we'll see.
So like Orlando. I mean, you think about it, the Orlando Metroplex has like millions of people and doesn't have an NFL team.
Well, they have millions of people because they're all coming in to go to Disney World.
But yeah, I mean, millions in the Metroplex, though, that live there that have to work because it's not just Disney and Universal, it's like just in general, like entertainment, but you also got the space industry that's there.
I think what you run into there is you've already got, 3 teams there?
You've got
Jacksonville.
Magic.
I'm talking about football.
Oh, you're talking about in Florida.
Yeah. Dolphins, Magic, God almighty. Dolphins, Bucks, Jaguars. So you've already got 3 teams there. Like, I don't know if they want to put a 4th team in Florida.
Oversaturation.
Right.
But I mean, that's the same thing about California.
Well,
you got the Giants.
You had 0.
You had 0.
You had 0. Now all of a sudden you've got 2 from an NFL standpoint.
3. Right? Who's the Giants? San Francisco. I mean, 49ers.
Baseball. Okay, that's right.
49ers.
That's right.
Sorry. The 49ers, the Chargers, and the
Rams.
Yeah. And I think
because the Raiders moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of a mid-major
Tampa doesn't have
to major
an NBA team, right?
No, they don't.
Okay, so there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how it all.
So it kind of equals out.
That's how it all equals out in the end.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I'd like to see it. Like I don't. It's going to have to be like you said, a mid-major market. It's not going to be a small market. Which Green Bay has a team, and they got the 4th largest stadium in the NFL.
But I think that's just
historic.
Like that's just historical.
Since the 20s, man. Like it's been,
Well, the Raiders and the A's both are gone to Vegas.
Yeah.
Had the A's officially left? Okay.
Yeah.
I know there was a big movement to sell it to somebody else so they could stay, but
You were talking about New Orleans going to Houston and
Yeah.
playing. Did
Yeah.
they play in the Astrodome?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I saw that on
When-
TV
when
last night, or yesterday when I was watching the game, the new stadium, and then the Astrodome's still just right beside it, because
Yeah,
they can't tear it down because it's like a historical
yeah.
side of where, but it's just really getting run
Yeah.
down because they never done anything with it.
Right. Yeah, they were in San Antonio for that whole year, I believe. They had moved the Saints there for the whole year. That year that the Superdome got messed up by Katrina. So they were there for the
Caesars
whole team.
Superdome.
Well, Mercedes and Caesar, I think it was just Superdome at that point. That's
Yeah.
kind of before the branding of stadiums really took off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, because at one point Mercedes-Benz had 2 stadiums,
Yeah,
the Superdome and now the just Mercedes-Benz Stadium
yeah.
in Atlanta, which by the way is probably one of the best stadiums in
I saw.
football stadiums. Around.
Are the Titans about to get a new stadium?
Yeah, they are. Titans are about to get. Bills are about to get a new stadium. Titans are about to get a new
Well,
stadium.
the Titans, like, it's going to be a dome without it being a dome. It's like a glass top dome.
Yeah,
from
I
what I've seen.
I don't think it's going to be retractable.
No.
It's just going to be it's just a roof.
Yeah,
they
but-
just
A
have
skylight
built
roof.
that stadium up there not too long ago.
Well, they moved
Tennessee,
to
wasn't
Tennessee in '99.
Talking about Nissan
yeah,
Stadium.
that's pretty new.
Well,
Like the old Georgia Dome, I couldn't believe that they tore it down because it wasn't there that long.
it wasn't.
It was
but,
ratty,
but
though,
it was.
on the inside.
Yeah.
It was rough. That's the thing, though, is like it may not have been there that long, but think about how many different things were done in the Georgia Dome
Yeah.
outside of just football.
Yeah.
Like that place was used for everything.
Well, and that's the thing. Like Soldier Field, they're talking about
Mm-hmm.
moving the Bears out of Soldier Field, like moving them to like a little more outside of Chicago, and then because they're talking about wanting to do this big renovation project for Soldier Field, and they're like, well, we don't know if we want to do it because we don't know if we want to necessarily be there. Like they kind of want to move it out and get a brand new stadium. So
Well, I just didn't understand the Georgia Dome, how it got run down. How's it get run down that quick? I mean, they're still using the Superdome. I just didn't upkeep.
I think a lot of it has to do with architecture changing, and I think a lot of it has to do with just the aesthetics of it, the way it looks. Because you look at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium now, you look at Texas Stadium now. Like, was the old Texas Stadium, was it bad? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was falling apart or not. But you look at some of these other ones. They just build up around it and fix whatever and just keep going and keep going and keep going. Well, eventually, like, you can't put enough makeup on it to make it look good anymore.
Well, they're still using the
think-
Superdome.
I mean, we're at
They use
actual high
Astrodome
school.
a long time.
Yeah.
I think teams are much more focused, and leagues, conferences, college, professional, whatever, much more focused on unique seating and dining experiences
Yeah.
because they know they can roll that into more money
Sure.
out of the fan. And so, like, the Buffalo Bills' new stadium is coming in 2026, projected at a $1.7 billion cost. No roof, by the way, which
Right.
we talked about. 1.35 million square feet of interior space, a capacity of 62,000 people, which is a decrease in 10,000 than the current stadium's capacity. So
So you get
And
less seats, but you get more stuff.
but see, when you look at how many different suites and suite levels and
Right.
and
And see, that's
or,
what I don't
excuse me,
understand.
club levels and suites. Like, I know y'all can't see this. I'm showing it to them. but
That's what I don't understand. They take more seating out of these stadiums to put more club seats. I'm not buying a club seat. I don't
But
make
they're
that
not-
kind of money.
they're not selling to you. They don't want you there.
I got that, but like, who in the world is buying this stuff?
Wealthy people. But because, okay, here's the thing.
How many wealthy people are there in the United States?
A lot. So you've got suites, and then you've got club level. And so now what they figured out is instead of having a place for everybody and then the rich people, it's a place for everybody, and then people with a little bit more money, and a little bit more money, and a little bit more money, and then the rich people.
It's like, Vanderbilt, do they have suites? I'm sure they do.
Oh, I'm sure they do, yeah.
Like, who buys a suite for Vanderbilt football?
All those rich Nashville folks in the music industry.
Yeah, they ain't rooting for Vandy. Sorry.
Now, I do want to go out to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, Jerry World. Was that AT&T?
Yeah, AT&T Stadium.
That's on
in
my.
Arlington.
I really started thinking about some things I really need to get done before I die, and that's one of them. Go to a game out there.
So the Titans Stadium is projected to cost $2.1 billion and is set to open in 2027.
How far away? Do you know? Does it say how far away from the current stadium it's going to be? Because you've got downtown Nashville, the river, and then you can see the stadium.
So this is it. This is
Cumberland River.
Yeah.
Titans.
So it looks like it's going to be like downtown.
Yeah, it looks like downtown.
Nashville.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
The way they're planning it.
Well,
We'll have to get up there and go to the game.
Yeah, I mean, and see that's what they're adding are those experiences. Like, so there's the inside of a suite. That's like a
like with the
lounge.
Cowboys, you can get a ticket to the game to stand up in the
Now, I looked at getting one of those
in
for
the run out.
the game today. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, the standing room tickets. $300 probably
Yeah.
for those.
I would. So Mercedes-Benz Stadium has there's standing room tickets, but they're field level tickets. So you're basically in a club level that's on the field, and you're like, so you're standing up, but the field comes up to your waist, and it just like, and then there's a tiny little rail,
Right.
and you're just sitting there. You're basically eye level with the field.
Yeah.
And you go.
Well, as long-
it's almost like you're in a dugout. You're watching the
Right.
football game from a dugout.
But I mean, as long as the action's there in front of you, it's great. But when the action's on the other side of the field, you're like, "What's going on?" I
well,
don't know.
but the team bitches. I said bench. The team bench.
it's all fogged up.
I said bench. BENCH. When the team bench is right there in front of you.
We're off the rails
When
now.
the team bench is right there in front of you, I mean, you can't see anything regardless because
That's
you got equipment and people
But how are you
standing.
gonna see
and,
anything? You just
Exactly.
looking at ankles.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
exactly. It's not so. Like, I didn't notice that until I went to the stadium and I was walking around. I was like, God, that's pretty cool. I was like, no, it's not. Wait a minute, because I'm like we're all in the way of
Well, it's the
whoever's
same
watching
thing
the
with
game.
these raised floor basketball arenas now. Like
Vanderbilt. Oh, I
Vanderbilt's
hate Vanderbilt's.
Well, number one, I don't know if they've changed it, but used to the benches were on the ends.
Yeah.
And it might still be that way. I don't know. But like it's raised floor, and like you have to come up a flight of stairs basically to get up onto the floor.
It makes it seem so much more open. Like, I wonder what that does to depth perception for shooters.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Like playing that game, who was it? Michigan State and was it Michigan State that played on the aircraft carrier
In North Carolina, I think.
in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's got to do something to your.
Well, that's why
your
like these
sense of
teams,
depth.
that score 80, 90 points in a game,
Yeah.
they go to these, to Houston where it's a stadium, and all of a sudden the nearest seats are 400 feet away. It messes with your depth perception because you're used to playing literally in a bowl where everything's on top of you.
Yeah,
So-
a basketball arena,
Right.
Versus, like when Auburn played in Minneapolis, like that was in the Vikings Stadium.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how that must mess with how you shoot the ball based off of, okay, I see the goal, and then there's like
All the space
all
behind
that
it.
behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would just rather pay the money instead of getting those seats like you talking about, eye level with the field. I'd rather just pay the money just one time and go have a great experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
like going out to
Because some of that's
Jerry
a bucket
World.
list for some people, like you're talking
Yeah.
about. Other
I-
people, they go and buy season tickets to be at every Cowboys game. Okay.
To me, the best sporting experience is like a club level type situation because you're still most of the time you're still exposed to the stadium, and you're not behind glass or in a suite, but you've got your own private
Yeah, you got your
restrooms for the club.
amenities, yeah.
So it's not open to the public, but you're sharing it with a couple hundred people
Sure.
max instead of thousands.
Right.
All your food's still paid for.
Right.
It's still nice. Everything's complimentary. So it's the best of both worlds for me,
Yeah.
But I can take a tour of the stadium and see all that and do
Yeah.
all that if I want
Yeah.
to. I just want a good seat where I can watch the game and not be bothered by all that. Just watch the game.
Yeah. And that's another good thing about it is when you're sitting in club, especially when you're sitting in suites, I mean you don't have to worry about it
No, you don't.
dealing with other people.
You don't.
Cuz honestly, that can be miserable when you're sitting there having to watch a game near somebody you just don't want to be
And
around.
Carrie and I and the kids, we all went to an Alabama game, and Alabama's allowed alcohol in their stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh almighty, it was awful because there's a guy just hurling all over people in front of us. And I was like, man, it's not about that anymore. It's about, hey, how much more money can we get? What can we do here? What can we do? Like, guys, come on now. Like, I think the next week or 2 weeks later we went to Auburn. They don't do that, and we had a great time.
The Auburn doesn't allow it. They don't sell it.
They don't sell
Auburn
it in the
doesn't.
stadium.
Because the SEC said anybody can.
If you want to, yeah, but it's not mandatory.
So Auburn does it.
We sell it in our basketball arena.
So not the football games.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They might. I'm not sure.
If they did, I didn't see anybody in that section where we were at.
Well, can you get a ticket in like a family section or something?
Well, I don't know.
Where it's not allowed?
I don't know.
Looks like a stadium would have to still have that if they're going to sell it.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good idea though, because that's another. That's
I mean, you
another
can do
way
that
mark
at-
up tickets.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know I've been to a drag race before where they had like a family section where it didn't allow it in there.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you police that, the way scalping
Oh, they
and all
policed
that kind
it.
of stuff goes. So, yeah, but you're talking, a couple hundred people or maybe a couple thousand people versus 100,000 people. So, I don't know.
Oh, you could police it.
Well,
Throw them out.
just you got to have the people to do it, though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it'd be kind of hard to do. Last thing I want to bring up about the stadium stuff. Cobb Field, where the Braves used to play, the old Cobb County Stadium. They tore it down, built Turner Field.
Cobb.
Fulton County.
Fulton County
Yeah.
Stadium. And then they tore it down to make Turner Field.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then they moved out of Turner Field, I guess, because it was so rough there.
Yeah.
And went to whatever it's called now.
Truist
Park.
Park.
That's down in Gwinnett somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, that's outside
Was
the
Georgia
city a
Tech
bit.
playing at Turner Field? Is that where they're playing their home?
No,
Georgia
Tech's
Tech's
State.
still
It's Georgia State. Georgia Tech's still at Dodd
Yeah.
Stadium, Robbie Dodd Stadium.
Yeah.
Not
Bobby
Robbie
Dodd.
Bobby Dodd. Robbie Dodd played.
Nah.
Robbie Dodd was a student here back in the day.
You talking about baseball plays
Bobby
at
Dodd.
Bobby Dodd
No,
or
no,
football?
Football Bobby Dodd.
Where does Georgia Tech baseball play?
on campus. I assume.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think they have their own baseball.
Yeah, Georgia
Texas
Tech,
State
yeah.
or Texas State. Georgia State took over the
Names are hard.
That football, Georgia Tech football, that'd be a good place to watch a game. I walked from the weight room right out onto the field. Right
Yeah,
there. and
you
it's
talk
nice.
about an old archaic stadium. That's an old archaic
Seats,
stadium.
they're right there on the field.
Yeah, they are.
I've always wanted to watch a game there.
Yeah. Supposedly, like, parts of the old stadium are like underneath, like almost like catacombs underneath the newest part. And you can go under there and find all kind of old relics and stuff, old seats.
And I
things
guess
like that.
basketball, Georgia Tech, do they still play in their old arena?
I guess so.
Because when I walked in there and looked at it, and they still have wooden bench seats in there. It's kind of like the Duke. It's very comparable to where
Yeah.
Duke plays.
I
Because you
could
can't
see
get a
that.
whole lot of people in there.
I could see that, but Vanderbilt used to be like that. They may
Pretty
still
rowdy.
be like that. They used to have a bunch of wooden seats there. So
I don't know. I
Anyway.
know that Georgia Tech is. I don't think it's their old. Was it on campus?
Mm-hmm.
Was it next to their indoor facility?
I don't know. I didn't go in. They may not have had an indoor facility then when I was there.
They're. I never went into their basketball arena, but I did. I've been in there, looking from their indoor facility, from Georgia Tech's indoor football facility. You can see an arena. I assumed it was their basketball arena. I don't know what it was. It could have been something else. It could have been just a performing arts thing, but it looked like a athletic facility. But recommendations. Let's get to recommendations.
I'll go. I'm going to recommend one on the cuss that I might have already recommended it.
Okay.
I think I recommended playing Metroid Dread on the Switch one time before. I've actually played it and beaten it and like own it and all the stuff. Dude, it's a fantastic game. Absolutely recommend it. But on the off chance that doesn't count because I've already recommended it, I'm going to recommend the old Fox TV show House. I'm on a House kick right now. So I'm into season 3 right now. Just sometimes it's just background noise, but just hearing some of the stuff that they talk about stuff's pretty interesting.
Who's in it?
Hugh Laurie. He's a British Australian guy, I think. That
British.
he's a doctor that's got a
This is a sitcom?
No, it's
No,
it's
no.
like a
It's a drama.
it's like a drama, like a medical drama.
Yeah.
Who else is in it? I'm trying to figure out if I remember it.
Omar Epps is in it.
Oh, who's that?
He's the
I don't know that guy.
he's played in a couple other things.
Tom Wilkinson's not in there?
No.
He died. My favorite actor.
I love Tom Wilkinson, man.
But anyway, you got House that's got a leg thing that he's taking Vicodin for. So he's basically a really brilliant doctor that goes through all these real weird.
Oh, I do remember that
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that show.
He's kind of goes through all these like weird diagnostic stuff, and at kind of almost always at the last minute finds something wrong with them and helps cure them. Or
So it's good?
yeah, I like it.
Now, why did you start watching it?
I've watched a little bit of it before, like kind of in passing, but I just got to thinking about how much I liked it, and he's kind of a turd to everybody, and it gives me
He's a butthole.
Yeah, it gives me new ideas to be a butthole to people. That's basically why I'm watching it.
Yeah, I
Hey.
remember that now.
Yeah.
Being on.
It's been a good show so far.
We just were put under a winter weather advisory by the National Weather Service.
When is this coming out? When is this show coming out?
It should be coming out soon.
Okay.
Hey, and one thing I do remember us talking about something the other day that you're mentioning. I want to ask Clint if he knows the answer to this. The largest college campus in the world, as far as land area, where is it?
Liberty.
Okay. It's up Berry College in Rome, Georgia. In land area. Only 2,200 students, I think, but it's
Yeah.
in acreage. Yeah, largest in the world. Berry. I
That
asked Mr. Wilson the other day.
I might have had that backwards. I was thinking Liberty was. It seems
But-
like I remember that now.
Okay. Yeah, I asked him. He knew it right off.
Yeah, I thought it was Liberty for some
I
reason.
was very surprised.
But I knew that.
Yeah. I was. I really was
I
surprised.
I told you the only reason I knew it was because I had a classmate that I graduated with from here that went to.
You're a plethora of useless information.
I am. That's what makes me great at Scholars Bowl.
It's a very nice place over in Rome. I want to ride back over and eat at that Harvest Moon Cafe.
I'm coming with
Yeah,
you.
it's going to be good. I've been thinking about that a lot
Our
lately.
knees are touching.
Top Hat Barbecue is my
Okay.
recommendation in Hayden, Alabama. Blunt Springs. Rode up there the other day to eat. Takes about an hour to get there. And if you're looking for somewhere to go, you got an afternoon to spare. It's a very nice ride up there. Very scenic, very beautiful
Yeah.
ride up there, and very good barbecue. I had fried catfish and barbecue.
Up through Aniano.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Blunts and
Really
all
good.
that,
Top
yeah.
Hat Barbecue. Yeah, great
Okay.
place.
So it's funny you mentioned Hugh Laurie because I watched this show yesterday, binged all of it yesterday, and great show. I don't think it's necessarily y'all's cup of tea, but it's called All the Light We Cannot See,
I've heard of it. I've heard
and
of it.
on Netflix, and it's got Hugh Laurie in it.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's got Hugh Laurie.
Maybe that's what it is. 'Cause I've seen that advertised. I didn't know he was in it though, so maybe it's a subconscious thing.
Yeah, it's got the only reason I watched
Maybe
it is
it's
'cause
lupus.
It's got one of my favorite TV shows. A guy that was in one of my favorite TV shows, Dark, which is a German TV show. The main guy from it is in this.
Are you watching German TV?
Cause
Well, our fans are over there.
yeah,
You need to be in touch with the culture before we go over there.
it's
Two words, boys. David Hasselhoff.
It's a German TV show in that they speak German, but it reminds me of Lost. Like it's a very American type, mind-bending thriller. Anyway, I'm not recommending Dark. I've already recommended Dark on here. I'm recommending All the Light We Cannot See. It's actually a book. The show was it's 4 episodes, directed by Sean Levy. So none of y'all aren't paying attention to my recommendation.
Sean Levy. Yeah.
All the light we
It's a
cannot
World
see.
War II show.
Okay, but it's in German. Is it going to be English subtitles?
No, the show Dark is in German. This show's in English.
Okay, it's
There's
in
just
English. It's
a-
a German
there's
show. Is
just-
it made in Germany?
This show or the Dark?
Are you talking about two different shows
Yes.
now?
Yes.
I'm All the Night We Light We Cannot See. That's the German show?
No, Dark is the German show. All the Light We Cannot See is an American
You're confusing him
show.
because you've got one.
Dark is the German show. Now, when you
I'm
say
not
German.
recommending Dark. I've already recommended it like 2-3 seasons ago.
But, like, is it made in Germany?
Yes.
Okay, it's made in Germany. Is it in German?
Yes.
So it's got English, so you have to watch it with subtitles?
Yes.
I just don't.
I don't like that.
Yeah, me either. I just can't. Because I got to go back and watch it twice.
Yeah.
I got to read everything. Then
Yep.
that's like the Clint Eastwood made the movie about the Japanese islands in World War II, you know, Flags of Our Fathers.
Yeah.
And then that's from the American point of view. Then he made the other one from the Japanese point of view. I can't remember the name of it. Iwo Jima. Yeah. So,
Heroes of Iwo Jima?
I don't know. It's the Iwo Jima, but
Iwo Jima.
yeah, something like that. But like
Say it one more time.
Iwo Jima.
Thank you.
Is it Iwo or Iwa?
I don't know.
Iwo Jima. Like it's got all subtitles, and they say that you got to go. I only watched it one time, and everybody says you got to go back and watch it again because you missed so much. But I never have. But the one I liked that was made in Germany, that's got the English subtitles was the Downfall.
Yeah.
The Hitler.
Great movie.
The downfall of him in the last days in the bunker. Now that was pretty good.
Is that the one where that everybody uses the meme and like does the different subtitles of like, you know, we're supposed to tell Alabama football, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So since y'all ask, I'll tell you what the show's about. So the show is about
You talking about Dark now?
All the Light We Cannot See.
Oh.
So it's about
Dark. So that's got the subtitles.
It's got Mark Ruffalo in it too. But anyway,
Hey, it's got the
it
Hulk.
takes place in this city
Germany.
in Brittany called Saint Malo, France, and it's being occupied by the Germans. And there's a what?
It's not in German, but it takes place in German occupancy.
Well, I mean, it's occupied by German soldiers. I mean, it's World War II.
Okay.
But everything's in English. All the dialogue is in English. Anyway, so
He's got so many notes.
there's some French resistance stuff going on in there too. There's some jewel thief plot lines.
Thievery.
Okay.
But basically, it's about this young girl and this young boy, this young French girl and this young German soldier.
So it's Romeo and
And
Juliet.
it's about how their storylines collide
Romeo
and
and
how
Juliet.
they have a lot of things that are not really like
I'm just to get under your skin.
yeah, no, it's not really a Romeo and Juliet type thing. Like they don't come into contact with each other. I'm not gonna tell you that, but till the last episode.
But look, I'm interested in watching this now because I need something to watch while I'm on treadmill or something. So is this on Netflix? What's this on?
Yeah, Netflix.
All the light. Okay.
Like I said, it was a book. It was a
But
book.
is it? It's a book. And so, no, I'm serious. I need something because I've started 3 things. I've started 3 things on Netflix that I'm watching.
What's so funny about this?
I don't know. I've started 3 things, but like, I need
Right now, the
30.
details. I need something to watch. It's a book.
But like, I've started these 3 things, but I haven't finished any of them because I've got to the end and I don't have enough time. Like, if I get started on a treadmill, I need 40 minutes or something.
I don't think you'll like this show because it's not. It's very. It's much more about the characters than it is about the war, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
Is it suspenseful or anything?
There's a lot of setup
Germans
of like
lose.
mysteries, and then so I wouldn't say there's like suspense more so than there is like I wonder about X and I wonder about Y, and then they're just kind of like the answers to these questions are kind of revealed without any like oomph. But they are revealed to you. So there's a little cat and mouse type.
Would
game
I
going
like
on.
watching this or not?
No.
Okay.
I've got one for you.
Okay.
Turn, Washington Spies.
Yeah. How have you never watched
Yeah.
that? By the way,
It's on Netflix. Turn.
I don't think so.
Turn. Washington. What do I watch it on?
Because it came on AMC.
Yeah, it came on AMC. I don't know.
It's really
It was
good.
on Netflix for a long time.
Turn. Washington Spies.
It's really good.
TURN.
I'll find it because I got Hulu and all that stuff too.
Yeah, TURN. Turn.
TURN.
Yeah, it might be on Hulu.
I got interested in watching something the other day, and I totally missed a whole lap that I was running. I thought I'd only run 1, but I'd run 2.
Because you were that engrossed.
Yeah,
in-
interested. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was. I was watching some guy on a train that he was trying to find a witness or something. It had Liam Neeson was in it.
Okay.
Don't
remember the
throw
name.
from the train.
Yeah, that's it. I hadn't heard about that in a long time. What's that? All the light weekend. So I'm gonna mark through that. Mark through dark. So I don't need to watch either one of them.
I don't think it's your cup of tea.
I can watch it on. I might watch it tonight. But I watch that game tonight.
The good news is it's not a big commitment. It's only 4 episodes because it's a limited series.
Oh, so it's 4 episodes.
It's 4 hour-long episodes.
4 hour long. All the light we cannot see. I'm gonna watch that Turn Washington Spies. I'm gonna find that. That sounds
That's
pretty good.
definitely
That's your cup of tea, 100%. Because a lot of
it's a good show,
and it's based on a lot of truth too.
Truth,
Now,
yeah.
granted,
there's
they
some
they take
I
some
like stuff
liberties.
like that. I like that Breach. That movie Breach. That was pretty good. That's about that spy.
that is a good movie.
That was good.
I don't see it on anything right now,
Turner.
David, that you would have.
It's AMC Plus.
AMC
You
Plus.
got it. You'll have to subscribe to AMC
Yeah.
Plus.
I got that AMC. I don't have the Plus.
It was
I'm
on
not buying
Netflix for a
anything
long
extra.
time. After 4 years.
What about Amazon, Hulu, and all that stuff? Ain't on there.
Not according to that.
Well, I just go to the video store and rent it. I'll go to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Asheville Video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie gallery.
Movie.
Play on.
We're not big enough to have a Blockbuster. We have a movie gallery.
I wonder if that Blockbuster's still open out there. Was it Oregon? Is it still
Bend, Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they had finally had to go under.
We got to get out there.
I might be wrong though.
We got to get out to Rome again. Go
Yeah.
eat it at Full Moon.
Roma.
Full Moon Barbecue. Yeah. Or we
That's
could
not
just
what
go
it's
to
called.
Trustful and eat at Full Moon.
What's it called?
Harvest.
Harvest Moon Cafe.
Yeah, it's good.
Harvest Moon Cafe. And what's the name of that Mexican joint you want to go to?
In Rome?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It looked good.
It's on
though.
the corner.
It's on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we got to go. We
La-
got to go.
La
We have to go
Bamba.
eat.
Yeah, y'all went there one time. That's why I went, because y'all went.
To the Mexican joint?
No, to
Oh,
Rome.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We got to go. That's what I'm
We went to
saying.
Right Side Up Gadsden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gadsden's the upside down version of Rome. Yeah. Yeah.
In this episode,
All right, guys. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, go ahead and do so on Lens Plus, on Spotify or Apple Podcast.
and if you're brand new, we apologize. It doesn't get any better than
No,
this.
it doesn't.
It's
But thanks for hanging in with us. We appreciate you listening to us. Don't forget to rate, review, all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Okay.
Don't forget you can talk.
Or go home.
To say that.
Hey,
That's how long it's been.
Clint. Hey, do you still need me to check you for ticks before I leave?
Yeah, if you would. It's it's in the hair areas,
All right.
Areas.
plural.